Maggie, how you doing? This is Rob Lowe, Wardlow's brother. Hey, I just wanted to reach out and say hello. I know you and Rob were supposed to interview me today, but something came up, and I just wanted to say hello again. Maybe next time this will work out. I did want to ask you though. You mentioned something about my brother power bombing you. You're the only person I've ever known that wanted to be power bombed by my brother. And that's kind of weird. I wanted you to maybe explain what you mean by that sometime, because it's really weird. I don't know. You're the only person I've ever known to say that. But if you, yeah, but maybe next time when you guys have time to interview me, we'll be able to figure it out. But wish you all the best. You take care of yourself, and wish you and Rob all the best on Coexisting with Rob and Maggie on.
Following All Out on pay-per-view this past Sunday night, I've been forced to vacate the AEW World Championship, as well as the AEW World Trios Championship.
To hear from Maxwell Jacob Freeman. I can't wait.
Oh my God.
AEW! That's the big fat smelly elephant in the room, and no ma'am, I'm not talking about you. I'm just kidding, honey, we'll meet up after the show. You're gorgeous. Hold on, seriously, I only have so much time allotted. Shut up, please. Alright, listen. Maybe I take that title to a real wrestling company. With real fans. And real wrestlers like my friend and hero, the American roller coaster, Cody Rhodes. I get to work for a real boss, the only con in professional wrestling that's worth a damn, jolly old Saint Nick. The greatest wrestler of all time, and my personal hero, The Game. That is what's best for business.
I can't fucking smoke!
The World Championship represents taking the dark and ugly side of this business and letting it die with another generation. The World Championship.
Dark Order is not for sale. Your last name is the assistant. Beat it.
Oh, here we go. Boo!
Darby Allin, this Friday, your little turtle of an ass is getting beat.
We don't want turtles! That this is Wardlow's world!
Calm down. You want me to roll up?
Garcia trying to scoot his hips lower to add more. To add more. Says scooped in.
Jericho's heartbroken.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to Coexisting with Rob and Maggie. What a show we got for you today. Man, has it been crazy. Wrestling world has been on fire. Whew. Maggie, how you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry. Does this annoy you? Am I being irritating? No. Imagine how a room full of people felt when you do that. Can we talk about my hair now?
Yes. Okay. Yes, we can talk about your hair. Please do. And then let's start talking about everything that went down.
Everything else. Okay, a couple of days ago, I said to myself that I was going to start making better life decisions. And then I go and do this.
Not laughing at
Okay,
you.
let me have it. Let me have it. Oh, Maggie, you good? You look like a poodle.
No, you look fine. You look good. Oh,
It's not permanent, guys. It'll lie down. It's okay. Like I might actually start to like it at some point, but it's gonna be fine. Guys, please, if you don't even want to, but please do it for us. Please like the video. Share, subscribe to the channel, and also send us a super chat to say that it's not that bad. It'll die down. Okay. And Rob, you look fantastic today.
thank you. Thank you.
Always look fantastic, but you look.
Thank you.
Is it because of all the wrestling?
I think so. It's been crazy. I just can't really believe everything that's gone on. I don't think anybody really believes what's gone on. It's been just absolutely just. I think the best way to say it is, holy shit. Just ever since Sunday night, just holy crap. I just can't believe everything that's gone on. And the one thing, and everybody's, I think, agreed with this, it sucks that such a good show was overshadowed.
Absolutely.
by
Do
this.
you know that I have no recollection about anything whatsoever about All Out?
Unfortunately, I've kind of noticed that that's been somewhat of the trend lately, and not only with you but other people. And it's a damn shame because there were so many damn good matches. The Acclaimed and Swerve and Keith Lee, fantastic match. You had, I thought Omega or the Elite match was just one of the best matches against. That I absolutely loved. I loved it. It was great against the Dark Order and Adam Page. I just loved the show, and I was really, I just thought it was weird how I was kind of disappointed in the CM Punk one. I thought they should have. I even before this changed, I really thought they should have let Moxley kept the belt, but it makes sense now because he was leaving for a while. He was taking his vacation. He was going to be back in October.
Yeah, sure.
So it makes perfect sense now.
But now nothing makes sense, Rob.
Yes. Yeah. That's all out the window. And after that, the next thing we know is when the shit hit the fan. We go to the press scrum and CM Punk.
Do you want to read some super chats before that?
Yeah, we might as well do that.
By the way, I look like Taya Valkyrie with the earmuffs. Or like Leia from Star Wars, with the...
There you go. I like it. Let's see here. Make sure I didn't miss any at the top here. I think I'm good there. So our first super chat is from John Barker. He says, I not here, but those curls and that Fred Durst hat, y'all too hot. Where's my car? Thank you. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, John. Wrestling Jeebus, our friend. Jesus, I had that too loud.
So I always pop for Mark. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, he's awesome. Turn that down.
Sorry, Chad.
No, it's okay. That's my fault. You were both amazing. Keep up the incredible work, both of you. Thank you very much. It's going to be a good reaction video. I'm going to have to clip that. Ryan Sullivan, Rob, the hat looks fantastic. Thank you, man. Thank you. Matt Reichel says, hi, Rob and Maggie. How's the no smoking thing and digging them curls? Maggie felt sorry for all the media in that room. How is the non-smoking going, Maggie?
I hate everyone.
Yeah.
I think that this sums it up perfectly. I have to be honest. Yesterday I smoked one because of my mother. By the way, guys, thank you so much for the well wishes. My mama is doing really well. It's okay. I just freaked out a lot yesterday, and yeah, it just goes to show you, like, the last time I tried to stop smoking, you remember that, right? It was not that long ago. My grandmother went into hospital, and then I started smoking again. And now this happens, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. But like, I just did one, okay? Like, I feel like I'm excused, but I felt awful after that. Really, I felt really awful.
I think you get a hall pass.
Yeah, but I really hate it. I
No,
hate everyone. Like, I'm lucky I haven't been to work because I was feeling under the weather. Uh, but I'm gonna work tomorrow, and I'm just gonna hate it, and I feel like I'm gonna quit.
I hope that doesn't happen, but
Man.
um, but let's move on. So right away off the bat, CM Punk, just weird. It wasn't even a question asked, but he just goes up, bringing up Colt Cabana once he sees Nick Hausman.
Yeah, like a bit of an because I love to cut you off all the time. Just guys, don't watch the AEW Scrum. Go and watch Denise Salcedo's Scrum. Like, she has it from the very beginning, and it clearly shows that no one asked a question about Colt Cabana whatsoever. None of the media asked anything about that. Absolutely anything, and just went off.
Yep.
Continue.
Yeah. No, exactly, and that's what I was going to say too. Um, so yeah, he does that, just goes off, just absolutely goes off, and I tuned in like right after it started, so I was kind of just looking. I was watching Twitter, and I was just kind of going. Nobody said everything I'm showing says nobody asked him a question about Colt Cabana, and I asked, well, did somebody? I mean, did this start off? And like, no, he literally there's video of him like sitting down, and nobody asked him a question, and he just goes off, and I'm like, huh. So I was just baffled by that, and then it just came out like. Then I found out the history between Nick and Colt Cabana, and it's like, okay, so CM Punk was going in there knowing what he was doing. It wasn't just that he knew exactly what he was doing, and it's very interesting. Um, it was, I think, the weird thing. It was all weird, but bringing up Colt Cabana's mom was kind of weird. About
It
the checking
was
account.
so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was very cringy and uncomfortable.
Like, that was personal information, and when you do that, by the way, when you get that personal information out, it shows you just how it comes from a really vulnerable and hurt place. Like, I don't, because okay, I will like, I feel like we're gonna like spend it like a better half of the show talking about this.
Yeah.
And believe me, I will not take sides of like for this story. Like, I would never, because, like, if you're not there, you'll never know. But you know that I don't know, like, I don't believe that CM Punk is a bad man, like, in any way. But like, when you talk about that you know that you were so incredibly hurt at one point. Like, I don't feel like it almost felt like it felt rehearsed, but it only felt that way because I feel like he's been keeping it down for quite a while now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask, like, in chat, I'm curious, and you can answer this in chat, and it's a question for you, Maggie. The next pay-per-view is Full Gear in New Jersey? Yeah. Are we going to have another press scrum?
Oh,
Or do they take a break?
if they do, because I kind of feel like they will, if they do, I feel like when everything you just go ahead and watch the scrum, and the moment CM Punk opened his mouth, and on the 10th second, you can see just how uncomfortable Tony Khan felt from the very beginning of that scrum. And I just felt kind of bad for him. But at the same time, like, dude, fucking say something. Like, you're his boss. And throughout this, the entire interview, Tony Khan was not CM Punk's boss. Like, in no way was he his boss. He was just a person who was sitting right next to him while Punk was going off. And I'm sorry. And I feel like if Tony Khan had put a stop to this from the very beginning, like, everything could have been different. Like, if he put his foot down from the very beginning, because it just escalated, and then it couldn't possibly be stopped.
Yeah.
Like, in no way. And it's that Tony Khan, like, we knew this from the very beginning when AEW was formed, and when they had those parties after pay-per-views and whatever, you could see photos of everyone having fun, right? Correct?
Yeah.
We even saw Britt Baker with Adam Cole before Adam Cole was even hired, when he was still a part of NXT, like those kinds of get-togethers. Because everyone was saying that they're a family. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So what happens when you cultivate a roster with, like, to feel like family? Well, you know what happens? Families fight. Families throw chairs. Families rant a lot. Families get at each other's throats. Like, that's what families do. But when you cultivate a professional environment in your locker room, that's a different thing, because then you develop respect,
Yeah.
And I feel like Tony Khan wants to be the wrestler's friend, and I get that, because Tony Khan is, first of all, a wrestling fan, and then he's a boss, and that's the problem. I feel like that you can't let that happen. I don't know. It's but after what happened at that press scrum, I feel like Tony Khan now knows how things should and shouldn't be done. And I think now he knows better. And I feel like, yes, they will have a scrum or a press conference or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But I think that he knows the mistakes that he's made by now. And I know I don't think I think he's gonna change, not only in those scrums, but as an authority figure as well.
Yeah.
I maybe kind of wanted to see some a different demeanor when he announced at the beginning of Dynamite that those titles were being vacated. But no, he was the happy-go, smiling Tony Khan and whatever. Like, I kind of wanted to see a more serious side, because it is very much incredibly serious.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that he should have been, like, looking dead at the camera and just like sound like a dead person. I'm not saying that, but, like, maybe like authority-ish. Like, I'm not saying he should have sounded like Triple H or Vince McMahon. Like, no, like in a different.
Yeah. Well,
You
the
get
one
what
thing
I'm
the one thing you started out with, well, like, as far as, like, it sounded like rehearsed. Of according to Dave Meltzer, who said it today, it was rehearsed, according to Dave Meltzer, and it was practiced beforehand as well.
How does he know that?
That I don't know.
How do you know that?
That's the thing. I don't know. But that's what
that's not an attack. I'm just genuinely curious. How do you know that?
I don't know. But
unless you've seen like in the locker room with all the fuss happened, unless you see some papers with the speech written on it, like I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. Like maybe there's a lot of things. Who knows? I mean, that's the thing. I don't know. I know one thing about Dave. I like Dave.
Sure, yeah.
I know he gets a lot of crap. Because and the one thing about that is he gets a lot of crap because people say he's wrong a lot. And the thing is he when he does his show, he talks hypothetical a lot, or he's and people they do the same thing with Sean, where he's like basically saying like this is what could happen, or this is what I would do, and they take that as news, like they're giving their opinion. And that's the same thing that happened with Dave a lot. And I did see this. Will Washington mentioned the way that he performed. It was like when someone's reading off a teleprompter, like when you do learn for media training. And I get that, but and if that's the case, maybe in this case, Dave should have said that. But the way he wrote it is, if it was intentional and practiced beforehand, that has nothing to do with like a beforehand type thing. Well, excuse me, I misspoke there. That it's just way too weird. I tend to believe that he went in there, like for him to just see Nick and just go off. It's like, I think he knew what he wanted to do, because just to start going off right away, I just thought that was weird.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. That's what I was saying. If like when a lot of stuff starts piling up for me, and I just become extremely furious and irritated at stuff, I just like I start talking to myself in my head, you know.
Yeah.
And after that, I start spewing. Like when shit hits the fan, I just start spewing, you know, facts and emotions and whatever. It always looks rehearsed.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to debunk someone, or you know, or say that CM Punk was right. Like, in no way was CM Punk right or the Elite right. Everyone was equally wrong. Like, well, let me just say.
And Soupy sends a super chat that says, maybe a bit late, but I found your car, John. Nice. So the
throw back to last week's show.
Yeah. So the one thing about going on next, this is where basically the shit really hit the fan. This is what caused it, was when he called the EVPs irresponsible and then claimed they spread lies and bullshit. And then he calls Hangman Adam Page an empty-headed fucking dumb fuck that goes into business for himself.
Hangman was a former teacher, by the way. Just throwing it out there.
This, I don't believe. I mean, as far as like maybe the EVPs like given news and stuff like that, I don't know. That could be that, maybe that could be fine. But as far as like Adam Page being a dumb fuck, no, I'm not. No. Yeah, and he said they couldn't manage a Target. Let me tell you something. I worked at a Target back when I was 16. That was my first job, technically. Well, technically it wasn't, but that was my first good job. It's hard. I mean, thinking back on it now, I wouldn't be able to even. I wouldn't want to do it, and then granted, I was a 16-year-old kid, but there's no way in hell I wanted to do that job like as an adult. Like that's freaking hard. So for him to take I don't get that reason. It was kind of just dumb to say, but
I
anyway.
have the hugest problem with this specifically because when Hangman did the whole workers' rights thing on Dynamite, I didn't get it, but like I knew what he was talking about, but I didn't go. "Whoa." I know. I had no idea what was talking about, and I had no idea it was a bad thing until Punk brought it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even then, I had no idea what he was talking about. I had to actually listen to a lot of podcasts and watch some old videos of that built towards Double or Nothing because I had no idea. Did you have any idea what he was talking about? Like, did you consider it a big deal, such a big deal, than to threaten not to show at the pay-per-view? And if he said that he was just jumping a little ahead of you, to say that he was dumb enough to jeopardize the first ever 1 million and to threaten was because Punk was threatening not to show up to the pay-per-view. Just that kind of speaks bad for you, not for Hangman. And after that, like 2 prior build-ups towards matches against CM Punk, MJF and Eddie Kingston both referenced that in their promos. Why was this okay for them and not okay for Hangman? Like, what's the difference here? If it was because it was previously cleared before the actual promo hit, I get that. Like, that's understandable, and I'm ready. I'll be able to say okay about that. But I have so many questions. Like, and like one of the biggest ones was Punk maybe feeling a bit threatened that Hangman was the better babyface, because in that scrum he called himself the top babyface. I think that Hangman is the top babyface in that company.
Yeah.
And it kind of because, and again, jumping ahead of you, he said that none of them ever did anything before that, which is so insulting because they sold out the Madison MSG and they sold out the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah.
The fucking Tokyo Dome, dude.
Yeah.
What are you fucking talking about? Like, they've been everywhere. A part of that company you claim is the worst one of them all.
Yeah.
They also did a bunch of stuff in ROH. You remember ROH, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the place you came from.
Yeah. Now, one thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but
no, I cut you off. I'm sorry.
But so there was one point where TK did try to cut Punk off, and then Punk basically said he cut him, or Punk.
It's
then
not
cut him
your
off.
job.
Yeah, and for those EVP should have fucking known better, is what he said. And I'm trying. And what did it? This is what did it. When I'm like, oh, holy shit! Like, CM Punk says, I'm trying to run a business. I was like, holy crap! Like, dude. That's when I like, after this, like, granted, nobody thought there'd be a fight after all this, but that's when I first was like, what the hell is he talking about? That was my first, like, ding, like, okay, that's weird. What the hell does he mean by that? and like you said, you were talking about the $1 million house and stuff like that, like bringing in the attendants and stuff like that. I was like, what's he talking about? Trying to, like, he has a business to run. I don't get that.
Like,
And
this straight up was the perfect opportunity for Tony Khan to say, okay, you want to go stop, go cool off, and then return. Okay, like this. No one would have blamed TK for that. No, zero people, because Punk had sucked the air out of that room.
Mm-hmm.
And like, how many of the people in that scrum who asked the questions, they said that they felt uncomfortable before asking the question.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of people know what was said, but I think, like, I'm going to skip down to a little bit, but a quote that Punk said was, "Our locker room, for all the wisdom and brilliance it has, isn't worth shit when you have an empty-headed idiot who's never done anything in the business do public interviews and say, I don't really take advice. Who the fuck do you think you are? Fucking go fuck yourself." Now, I know what Adam Page was saying, and that was like, okay, what Adam Page said, I don't know if that was I don't know if that was in this part. I don't know about Adam Page. I don't know much about Adam Page outside the ring, just like we don't know a lot about all wrestlers outside of the ring. I don't know if he was being, and maybe somebody in chat can tell me, I don't know if he was being, he might have been in, like, somewhat character when he was in the interview.
I don't know about this. About
that.
That
like, he was talking about, like, I think he mentioned Harley Race, a few other wrestlers, or it might not have been Harley Race, but he just said he just doesn't take advice from veterans, I guess is what he said. That's kind of weird to say, but if it's
it's weird. It's definitely weird, because, like, it's like me not getting advice from someone who's done podcasting in years. Like, I will always listen to people who've done podcasting for years, and I'll always, like, that's weird for me, really. But, like, that's their choice, I guess. It's like, why bring it up? Yeah. Like, why bring up a whole shit ton of the things he said?
Guys, no politics talk. I know that guy is he's definitely trying to troll, so just ignore him. He's gone. So, but yeah, it's just crazy. He said another thing that just really caught my attention, and he goes, "I'm tired of wrestling these pricks. I'm tired of wrestling these kids that think they know everything." Now, before this, I've noticed recently, if you look at all of there's been certain wrestlers that have kind of either liked tweets in the past few days or retweeted tweets in the past few days, Miro being one of them. Basically, on the reports that we've seen, there's no way in hell, in my opinion, and in the ring, I absolutely love him. When he has the mic, in the ring, I absolutely love him. I don't know how they can bring CM Punk back. I just don't know how you can do it, based off what is going on backstage. Now, the one thing I will say is it really determines on what this third-party investigation finds out. Based on what we know right now, and again, this is all speculation and hearsay, what we know right now is the door wasn't kicked down.
Oh, we're starting to talk about that, because okay. Just a quick few things before we actually start talking about the brawl out. It's you have a post pay-per-view like Scrum. You need to actually start talking about the pay-per-view. They spend the majority of the time talking about Colt Cabana and the Bucks and Kenny Omega and the EVPs and the Hangman. That's not how you do it. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not again, I'm not taking sides, but this is not how you do it. Seth Rollins put over the pay-per-view way more than CM Punk put over the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And granted, there was a fan on the in the audience, like he was front row. He said that he had a Seth freaking Rollins t-shirt, and
He said he had Seth freaking Rogen t-shirt. Is what he had
no,
on.
he has Seth freaking Rollins.
No, it was Rogen. Seth Rogen even retweeted it, like, respect.
Really?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
No, I saw Seth Rollins retweeted with saying respect.
It was Rogen. I'm sorry.
No, it was Seth.
Somebody want to back me up? Because if I'm wrong, I'll say it. But So
I'm gonna check out right now.
I saw one. Usually I wouldn't read these, but in comments I saw something that made me. So would you have fired Brett or Sean back in the day when they had their issues? That's the thing. Vince McMahon is a completely different animal than Tony Khan is. If it's me, I don't know what I would do. I really don't. I'm going based off when I said you can't bring CM Punk back. I'm bringing it back. I'm talking about from a morale standpoint. You have a locker room based on what we know.
Yeah, okay.
And granted, it's based on what we know that people don't want him around. That's basically from what we know. I'm not saying everybody is like that. Just basically from what we understand right now is they don't want him around.
Also about that, it's not back in the day anymore, and you don't need to fight. Like we're not in the 20th century anymore. Like things are different, and I get it, okay, but it's not like we cannot repeat the same mistakes as we did, because I'm sure as hell, like if Sean and Brett happened, and I was watching at that time, I would have felt exactly as uncomfortable as I am right now. Like it's not about the fact that I don't have a penis. Believe me, like a lot of men don't feel uncomfortable as well. It's not like a woman thing that I do. Like, no, I watch wrestling because I don't like violence, okay? Like, it's not real legitimate violence. Like, I don't watch boxing, I don't watch UFC. Like, I get it. I don't want real stuff, okay? Like, it's entertaining to watch while I know it's not real.
Yeah.
I don't like
but I know what you're saying. The stories aren't real, but I know what you're saying. The stories aren't real, but you love the action in the ring.
Yeah, sure. Like, of
great.
Course.
Yes.
It's like watching action movies. It's like
Our friend Soupy sends a super chat. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. We cut each other off all the time. Soupy sends a super chat. Who thought that bringing CM Punk in a company of indie-made wrestlers that are friends with Colt Cabana could backfire? We all did when he signed.
We all did, yeah. It was. I think it was just a matter of time, and I think we all thought that. Just real quick, so we can shut up about the Scrum and talk about the action itself. What is happening to my voice?
Don't know.
Okay. I think it was because of all the laughing when you saw my hair first. The funny thing that is incredibly ironic here is that we saw that incredible pay-per-view and the ending with MJF. And then afterwards, no one was talking about MJF at all, which comes full circle with the fact that Wardlow was supposed to get the big push on at Double or Nothing, and after that, no one was talking about that, and it, as I said, all comes full circle. Like, of course, MJF turned it around on Dynamite this week. It was okay, but like, you cannot possibly have that awesome of an ending for All Out with that voicemail. It was so brilliant. It was so good. And then not have the entire wrestling world talk about you, but they're talking about a media scrum. Yeah, so almost nothing was touched upon about the actual pay-per-view. Like Punk put over Moxley, he put over Adam Cole for being sweethearts, but like that's about it. And he actually, the most talked about thing for him was that he was saying that it's never good to go into business for yourself. Like, talking about going to business for yourself, like that whole media scrum was
Yeah.
was exactly that.
And that's the thing. Like I saw like in chat here what Ace Shock says. Tweeted a pic of them in the production truck, and I've seen that. Like I've seen the picture and I've seen what people are talking about. The thing is I get that, but situations change. I mean, what you can be friendly with somebody and still be like irritated by something else, and that's might have been what happened. And before I go on, we love you too, Kate Hensler. That could be exactly what like happened, but when with the way Punk went off, and then he basically might have accused them of something they didn't do. Plus, then they bury like one of their best friends, like calling him an empty-headed dumb fuck, and then bury the company that they helped found. And they said that might have just did it right there. Like that might have just put them over the edge. Or put him over that. Who knows? I don't know.
As I said, I'm so sure that there's a ton of stuff we don't know, and I'm sure that there's one big thing that we'll never know, because I'm sure that something took Punk way off edge. Like it's not possible that he just decided to go off like that. I'm sure there's something that we don't know. And I don't think we're supposed to know, and I don't think we should know. Like those sorts of things, like personal things, intimate things. Like there's no purpose of us knowing. I just need them to sort it all out, because I'm not the one to say that CM Punk should be fired. I don't want anyone being fired. I'm never gonna say that, because I'll always enjoy Punk. Like, I may not be the biggest CM Punk fan. Believe me, I'm not. But I enjoy his work. Okay, like I don't want him to go. It was what is Ryan? Yeah,
it's a question that's been asked for ages.
Yes, what is? It's again, I'm sure there's something we don't know, and I don't think we'll ever know. But if, like, leading into the brawl, I will say just one thing. Like, as a person with a bachelor's degree in psychology, at least from what I can remember, because like this is incredibly psychological what happened. And I don't think we'll ever know what actually happened during that brawl.
I think there's one thing that I think we absolutely know, because when there's one thing that I absolutely believe is 100% true, is because he loves animals so much, is that Kenny Omega did go after Larry the dog to try to save him.
He did.
That, he did. I believe, is 100% true.
As if I could have loved Kenny Omega more. Like this, just, oh my God.
There's no,
This
I would,
is the most Kenny Omega thing ever. Okay.
yeah, I would put all my money like on the table.
That is
Like I
correct.
would put like if
Yes,
somebody said,
this happened.
yeah,
This
if there
happened.
was footage that came up and said you can like put it all on the table, I would
it on the
absolutely do it in
table.
a second because I
Yeah.
know that I believe it 100%.
Yes, but like what I was trying to say was, so when there's a saying that there's never a one version of you. There's a lot of versions of you. Like the first one was the version that you perceive yourself to be, and all the other versions are the versions that all your friends think of you as. And that is incredibly shocking to comprehend, because you are never one and the same person in a lot of situations. And this is the thing here, because we know CM Punk and Steel's side, and we know the Elite side, and this doesn't those two sides don't necessarily like exclude one another in the fullest, okay, because there look like a couple of things that clearly aren't there, but like those theories come like those sides those stories come from people who are friends with both sides and were there. So you will always explain what happened because you view it through the eyes of your friend and what you think it's happening and you think is correct in your friend's eyes. This goes through both parties of the situation. And I'm not like this, of course, I'm not talking about kick door, thigh slaps, or whatever.
Yeah, I loved what you
I'm-
said to me like this morning. Like, do you think like something about when they tried to kick the door down, did they thigh slap? And I literally lost it.
Oh, come on. Like, this was through the entire Twitter. Like, the
I
moment
didn't.
they
But I honestly didn't see it. I didn't see
you
that at
didn't
all.
see it.
No.
Like, this was no. Like when the reports started coming out that Punk's side said that they kicked the door, and people were like, "Did they thigh slap?"
Yeah, I didn't see that at all. Like I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Like
Seriously, like that was
yeah.
the first thing people said.
How I don't understand how I didn't. Maybe I just didn't pay attention to it, but I literally did not see it.
But how did you yourself not think about that is the question. So let's start talking about the actual brawl out.
So, well, I mean, we kind of did. I mean, we kind of did about the dog and like Punk supposedly went after. I mean, it's gone vice versa. We don't really know. Basically, we don't know if we really don't know who allegedly.
Oh wow, it was Seth Rogen. Fuck.
But yeah. So yeah. I mean, as far as the fight goes, there's really like nothing too much. Like everything, like we don't really. The more and more people have talked about it, it sounds like Punk might have started it allegedly. Allegedly, Punk might have like started just right away, but his side says that was it Nick or Matt that started it or started throwing. I can't remember.
His side said that they barged in and Matt Jackson started to Matt Jackson initiated the whole thing, which.
I just don't believe that. And
I initially tend to see some truth to that because of the two, Matt was always the more emotional one. Okay, like Nick was always, the
but
So that's I'm not saying that I believe it or not. I'm just paying attention to my favorite wrestlers. And so if you think about it, you drag the names of the people that that start brawling with you. Like what do you think was gonna happen?
Yeah.
You spoke a lot of stuff on that scrum. Like you called them names, and you said that the company was nothing before he came. Which,
I'm
come
very
on, like
so
that's not true. And then if Punk thought that this wasn't going to happen, like I'm like I don't know, like why? Also,
for a
something
guy,
else that was what?
I was just gonna say for a guy that said his door's open for people to go talk to him.
Yeah, but it was almost as if he said, "My door is open, but wait, not like that."
Yeah.
Yeah, but like another thing that was touched upon. Uh, People said that well, they should have waited for him to cool off. Like, okay, like he said a lot of bad stuff about them. If they go, oh, like we'll wait for Punk to cool off, and then we're gonna go and have a reasonable conversation. Like that's what psychopaths do.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. So yeah, exactly. Like I mean, it's
no,
like yeah. No, I mean that I completely agree with you. It's just
but the thing that makes the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega look incredibly bad here is the fact that they are in fact EVPs.
yes.
This this is the lining here. And if they weren't EVPs, there wouldn't even be a conversation here.
I yeah. I think they're. This is just. This is not a report or anything like that. I think those titles are gone after this. After this is
If
over.
you're an EVP, you should know better.
Yeah, and it
Like
wouldn't
we
surprise me if
have
they resign those titles. Like it wouldn't surprise me at all if they do that. They, um,
nothing would surprise me in wrestling in 2022 anymore. But that's the thing. Like be a hothead all you want, like settle your differences however you want, but when you're an EVP, you should never do that because when you're an EVP and you barge into a wrestler's locker room, you like those like they're his bosses. At the end of the day, they're his bosses, and they had a physical brawl with their worker.
yeah,
That's the thing that's not right in this situation, because it would have been a totally different conversation if if they weren't EVPs. Like they were just wrestlers settling things that were said that shouldn't have been said, and it was just gonna be a an, an ugly thing that happened in wrestling.
yeah,
That was what's it gonna be. But because they're EVPs, the situation is much more different, and that's why. Uh,
no, I
no,
don't.
no, no. Like we're not talking about punishment here. Like I know that all these people that got suspended, of course, surely you'd suspend everyone until a proper investigation is at hand. I totally get that. Stripping them of the titles, I totally get that as well because like Tony Khan, it's been pushed enough, and this is the right call for me. Kenny Omega did a wonderful thing saving the dog. I will always appreciate that. Like it's, as I said, this is the most Kenny Omega thing ever. Like saving a dog from the horrible things that people do to each other. Like as always, Rob and I, like this podcast, we talk about it all the time. We like animals more than people. So it's
I think
yeah.
majority of people prefer animals over people.
Yeah, the people don't like people. People don't like each other. Like we love our pets so much. And speaking about that, Kate, we love you so much, and we hope you're feeling better.
Yes. Yeah. So, moving on from, I mean, we're moving on a little bit from this now. This past Wednesday, they did have a talent meeting that Bryan Danielson, Chris Jericho, and Jon Moxley ran. It featured the announcers, the wrestlers, and managers and referees. Details of the meeting are pretty sparse, but one talent basically said that the right people that were in charge of the meeting, they had the right people in charge of the meeting, is what they said.
Yes.
So, it was what it reminded me of, that how word has not gotten out about the meeting. It reminded me. Now it's completely different. Don't get me wrong. It's completely different circumstance and stuff like that. But it gave me a reminder that kind of like early AEW days when it was harder to get news out. So it's kind of interesting that not much has come out of this. And the one thing that a lot of people have been giving credit for, and he does deserve it. The one thing is if you take his, I know a lot of people grade they view him on his politics, and they don't look outside of that, and that's on them, and that's up to them. But Chris Jericho is the perfect guy, obviously, for people to lean on in this situation.
I have so much respect for Jericho after that.
Yeah. Jon Moxley, Jon Moxley, I think is a good one too. He's a guy that he's very much like his character. He wants the best for his company. That's what he wants. I mean, for the company he works for, he wants the best. He wants the best.
He's supposed to have time off.
Yeah, and he's there. So, and that's the thing. People are like, you can tell he's pissed. No, you can tell he's doing his job.
He was always pissed. Jon Moxley's always pissed. What are you talking about? That's his character.
And that's exactly the thing. He's fine. Trust me. Yeah, maybe he wanted the time off, but he's fine.
Well, I'll be pissed too.
Yeah, but he's fine. He's gonna get that time off when things settle down, and if there's any other place that he'd rather be, it's going to be in a ring. If he can't be on time off, where else would he rather be? You want to be in the ring, so he'll be fine. And then Bryan Danielson, of course, you have a guy that's been everywhere for the past 22 years or a little over 22 years. You have three perfect guys. Plus, you got William Regal in the back. You have another person that I know a lot of people talk shit about these days because they don't like his. He's a legend, regardless what you think of his commentary these days. But Jim Ross was WWE talent relations way back in the day, so he knows about backstage bullshit. He knows about it. He's dealt with this. So you have a couple of good people back there that can help deal with it. You have guys like. You have good producers. You have another person. I don't know if he's there as much now, but Arn Anderson. There's so many people.
Jake Roberts, is he always?
And I don't know how much he's around either because Lance Archer hasn't been around. But, but you, in my opinion, Tony Khan, and it's easy for me to say, but Tony Khan needs to lean on Jim Ross and William Regal more.
William Regal for sure. Yeah. I have a question. Could have the Bucks and Kenny rushed to CM Punk's locker room with Christopher Daniels because he's talent relations?
Well, that's the thing. As far as that's sorry. Before I forget that, this is perfect. Here's some great names: Dustin Rhodes, Jerry Lynn, Big Show, Paul White hasn't been there lately, from what I understand. Mark Henry. So those are some more names. But yeah, as far as Christopher Daniels, from what I understand, is the people that did try to break up the fight, they from what I understand, and they're not necessarily in trouble. They're basically suspended
Yeah,
because
of course. Yeah, because of the investigation. Like
yeah.
as I said,
Okay.
this is proper protocol.
Yeah. So
Like,
okay.
this,
So well,
yeah,
that's the way you asked it. I wasn't sure if that's what you meant, but
yeah, I know. But like, could they have gotten Christopher Daniels to go with them because of the situation? Because he's talent relations. That's my question.
well, they could have, but I don't know. Like I don't know.
Because that would have been a sign of good intentions.
Yeah, it definitely would have
That's
been,
the
but
thing.
I mean, but um, the other thing you have to think about is why why I mean not why, but
Why, as a general? Because I ask that question all the time.
no. I mean, no, when it's kind of hard when like you're just basically like emotional, like in an emotional state, like they're pissed off. You're
Exactly,
so
exactly. Yes, like this whole thing is about egos, like huge ass egos bumping heads with one another. Like this is ridiculous. Like I've posted the video of the elite doing that Q&A in their hotel room from years ago, 2017, I think. And then like days ago, CM Punk posted a photo with the Young Bucks on Instagram. Like all of these things, like photos started emerging after after Dynamite shows. CM Punk was hugging Hangman. Like as I said, something happened that we don't know about. Like this is the thing. Like when Cody Rhodes left AEW, I continued saying something happened backstage, and right now Cody Rhodes seems like the smartest EVP of them all. It's
yeah.
like again, something happened before Cody left.
Okay.
That's why he
So
left.
yeah. So David says Brian Alvarez noted that Christopher Daniels and Chief Legal Officer for AEW, I think her name's Megan, I can't remember her last name, for AEW, all went to see Punk with the Elite. Okay. So if their legal officer was with them, that's weird. I mean, for all this I mean, it's still good they have the independent investigation, but it's like,
Yeah, sure.
yeah. So the only other thing that the talent basically said is the right way to handle it was basically the way Eddie Kingston and Sammy Guevara handled their situation, and that's basically they shook hands, moved on. You know, they got over what it was, and they moved on from a couple weeks ago.
Yes, of
So
course.
that's just basically
But that's Eddie Kingston and Sammy Guevara.
yeah. No, but what I'm saying is they're saying what the wrestlers meant is that is the way they that is the way they should have tried to handle it.
Of course, yeah, but that's CM Punk in the Bucks.
Yeah. No,
Like
I get
those,
that.
and I'm not even talking about Kenny Omega because I'm sure that Kenny would be reasonable in the situation. But again, both the Young Bucks are incredibly emotional. I'm not saying that Kenny isn't, but like Kenny has a knack for doing knowing what to do with his emotions, what is right and what is not.
Yeah.
Young Bucks and CM Punk, like Punk has an enormous ego. I don't like, and that's not a shot at him. I think it's well known that Punk has a huge ego, and the Young Bucks aren't far behind. If and second of all, this is about Hangman, and look at the fact that Hangman hasn't said a word about that.
Yeah. The only thing he said was Happy Labor Day the day after.
Yeah, happy Labor Day, yay!
Oh.
Like that's he's I'm sorry, but like he's such a sweetheart. Like it's of course he wasn't gonna win the match on Dynamite.
And absolutely yes.
Oh yeah, I would yes, please. It's again, this was handled so poorly on both sides. This was a train wreck. Again, it's not a work. If there by chance people who still think it's work, it's not. That's not the way you make money. It's so not. And at the moment, the AEW Championship is just Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. The only thing too is like what you said. It's not a work, but it can always turn into a work.
It can always turn into one. That's what I say. Yes.
Yep.
It can always turn into a one, but only if both sides are comfortable in the situation. And by comfortable, I'm not saying, okay, let's do it. And then in the actual match, they started fucking killing each other. Like, that's not what I'm talking about.
Well,
like, I'm not there for that.
Yeah. Well, let's move on and go ahead and talk about AEW Dynamite. So Tony Khan, is, like we discussed earlier, kicked off the show and announced that he was vacating the AEW World Heavyweight Championship and the Tag Team Trios Championships. He did not appear live in front of the crowd. He appeared on just on camera. So there was that. And next thing you know, we are getting MJF kicking off the show. He comes out wearing a Josh Allen Buffalo Bills jersey, which is also your favorite NFL team. Is that correct, Maggie?
I know. I understand. No.
Yes. I knew when I set you up for that. You knew exactly what I was talking about.
I know what you're talking about. That is not sarcasm.
Okay. So John Moxley. So basically, MJF cut a great promo. I absolutely love this face promo that he was cutting because you knew eventually it was going to change.
MJF was so fucking cheered, and then he started going after the audience, and they still cheer the fuck out of him.
Yeah,
but so good.
I loved it. I just loved how he just reacted to everything. It was just fantastic. Then basically Moxley came out and was John Moxley, the Moxley we love. And
he just said that's not the way, that's not the place. We're not talking about.
We're not doing this right now. Yeah, and
we're not doing this right now. And he played it so well. Jesus fuck. Moxley is a different kind of animal. Seriously.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So
you know when he returned and he won that championship. And he said the first thing he said on the mic was, "God damn it, I love this shit."
Yeah,
you can so tell that he really does. Like it's.
Oh yeah, yep, absolutely. He absolutely loves his business, and
I remember back in the day when everyone thought that he was the weakest link in the Shield. That is so not the case.
I don't think there was really. In my opinion, I mean, I know
the way they were presented in WWE, he pretty much was.
Yeah,
but you can now see that was their fault, and this is what Moxley can do. And right now, at the way they're being portrayed throughout both companies, there's no weak link. Like the three of them are just so amazingly good. Oh, Jesus, good shit, pal.
And you know what John Moxley did? He when he came back and he said that he loves this shit. He basically put it on the line and he made the
sacrifice.
I just wanted to hit that button.
You lost my video of the sacrifice bit. It's forever deleted, right?
What's the other one?
Mine.
Oh, we can get that back. Well, you'll have to do it again, but we can get it back once you do it again. You'll have to,
do I have to be with this hair?
Sure. That'd be better. So anyways, moving on from that, we get the World Trios Tag Team Championship match. The Best Friends taking on Death Triangle.
I'm so stupid because I thought this was the moment Best Friends got a title.
I thought they were going to get it too because the way I looked at it was Pac already had
I thought that AEW watched our show and they said, "Oh, right, Maggie, you're right. Yeah. Best Friends are the only tag team that has been together from the very beginning. You're right. There you go.
I do think Tony Khan's watching. right now. I think
Yeah, right. I know.
I think the third
I
party
think
people
he's
are on hold,
taking notes.
and he's like, yeah, he's taking notes. He's like, the third party people are on hold, waiting until about 4:30, and then he'll take their call. And but anyways, Death Triangle got the win. It surprised me. It really did. And I don't know why, because I mean, obviously, Death Triangle is a hell of a team. I just really
But
wanted
they held titles already. Like they held championships.
Yeah, that was my thing. I just looked
I
at how.
suppose that the chase looks better on the best friends. I can get that, but like I hope that they actually get those titles after all.
So then we had Tony Storm taking on Penelope Ford before the normal time slot. So I'm glad they've changed that.
Before the normal.
They've been changing that up. That's good.
Second week in a row.
Yeah. Tony Storm versus Penelope Ford. Tony Storm gets the victory. That's, of course, that was a give me.
The thing that wasn't in my reactions was the moment Penelope Ford got outside, and when she came into the ring, and Kim Sabian was was behind her, and I started singing "Man in the Box."
And speaking about Man in the Box, I got some jokes later that will be about Man in the Box.
We actually have to speed up because we have 20 minutes.
Yeah, I know. Yep, I know. The Acclaimed had a segment with the Swerve. Son of a bitch. We were all ready for Max to have his rap, but Tony's like, I can't take a chance at this at all today. I have too much going on. So he said, hell no.
Scissor me, Rob.
Yeah. Not the first time you said that to me.
This was so brilliant.
I'm going to cut that, by the way.
Because you like my awesome forearm, right?
Yep, big fan.
You can tell I work out. This was the most brilliant thing ever. Like everyone, and they hyped it up so much on social media and on Twitter and on Instagram, like everywhere. They hyped it up so much. Like this was brilliant heel heat by Swerve. Like you.
Oh yeah.
And there was no Keith Lee. He played it off on Twitter. Oh, you turn your back for a while. This was just brilliant. And kudos to them. Like it's because you can tell that they wanted to talk about it, but they couldn't because it's a touchy subject still, and they're not comfortable doing that, so they did that.
Yeah.
Great.
And Tony Nese versus the man that they call Wardlow. Maggie,
he touched his boobies.
Yeah, I know. Me and Chris DM'd each other. Chris Mueller. I did it again. Damn it. We text each other right after. I'm like, I think someone's gonna love that segment. And he's like, yep, absolutely. I'm like, okay, that's all I needed to say. So we knew that would be good for you. It's funny that whenever we see something about Wardlow, we just DM each other. Think Maggie will like that? Yeah, he'll like that. Fantastic match between
nothing could ever top Wardlow pinning. Was it? I think it was Orange Cassidy. Do you remember how he pinned him? Like,
yeah, even I was impressed. I'm straight. I'm like, well,
okay. Can I get pinned after?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Mm-hmm. Hangman Page and Bryan Danielson had a hell of a match.
Hell of a match.
Boy. They have. I mean,
it's almost as if both these people are good at wrestling.
Yeah, it's amazing. I wanted to motorboat that match. It was so good.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either, but it was so damn good. I just absolutely loved it. Everything about it. Just, obviously we can talk about it real quick before. Okay, this is where I'm kind of pissed off about Chris Jericho. He gave the match away by accident, but damn it, what are you doing?
He did?
Yeah, if you go back and watch his segment, like right before, or maybe a segment before that, when he was doing a backstage promo, he basically gave it away.
What did he say? I don't remember.
God, I can't remember the exact. He sorry, I just read Ryan Sullivan's comment. If somebody can put that in chat, the exact quote, that would help me out a lot. But yeah, he basically gave it away. He said he'll see Bryan Danielson next. Like basically, he said you'll see Bryan Danielson next week. Is what he said. I mean,
but I thought, I remember that, but I thought that he was just, still pissed off at Bryan Danielson.
No, it was he said he'd be facing him, is what he pretty much said. He gave it away. It was, and I believe Tony Schiavone tried to cover it too, but it didn't really work.
You don't want no turtles.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jungle Boy.
Are we up to the main event? Please tell me we're up to the main event.
Pretty close. Jungle Boy vignette. Christian Cage is going to be out forever. Why the hell did Jungle Boy lose? That's all. I mean, that's really it. If Christian Cage is going to be gone for months, why did Jungle Boy lose? Makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, that's that. But I would like to put out that
What are you putting out there?
That didn't sound right.
Pardon me?
I'd like to put out. Okay, let me rephrase that. I would like to point out. Jesus. Hey, English is my second language. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I like to point out that Jungle Boy showed some character, and I'm always, I look like Jungle Boy. Oh, there you go. Jungle girl, jungle teacher, because I look like a teacher. Stop it. So I'm always here for Jungle Boy showing character because I don't think he has one. Yeah. And that main event role, Jesus fuck.
Love Daniel Garcia getting the win in Buffalo. That was good for him. Tom Talks Rubbish sends us a super chat. Says, "What's up, YouTube family? What's up, Tom? How you doing, buddy? I'm going to be doing a retro review with him next week."
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, which we have to
guys,
do.
You can still get in your super chats. Like we have 10 minutes, but it's fine.
Yeah, we're gonna go a little bit longer because Jeff can't make it until 4:45, I think.
It doesn't mean we have to drag our arms.
No, I know, but I mean we can go a little bit later. Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia, like I said, fantastic match. Daniel Garcia getting the big victory in his hometown. Congratulations.
The biggest victory for him must be his hero putting the title on him. This must have meant so much for that guy. Yeah.
And I absolutely loved the emotion that he showed. That was great. You could tell it meant so much to him winning that title there. So
I love the emotion from Chris Jericho here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, coming down and
I'm glad that he didn't gasp because that was gonna be too much.
Yeah.
That would have been comedic, but
yeah. So
Chris Jericho's facial expressions were always good. Perfect. The thing I always go back to was Chris Jericho's facial expressions when Matt Hardy debuted for AEW on the balcony.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Jericho removed his glasses and the pure horror you saw in his eyes. That was genius.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolute genius. Kudos, shout out to Chris Jericho. And that's the thing I never thought I'd say.
Yeah. So before we move on, just show the Tournament of Champions bracket. Tonight, you have Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin. The winner will face John Moxley. And then Chris Jericho versus Bryan Danielson next week. So, and then on September 21st, the winners will face off at Dynamite Grand Slam. So, there you go.
Hell of a show.
Yeah, hell of a show. Now I got to put our graphic back. First time I think I've ever remembered that I needed to do that.
Yeah.
So moving on, Malachi Black was granted his conditional release.
I'm so sad about that.
Yeah, numerous talent were informed that he was done with the company for the foreseeable future. So he did get his release. AEW sources claim that it was highly conditional, which basically means that for it to be highly conditional is he's not going to be able to wait the normal like 90 days stuff. I mean, I don't know what AEW has for their stuff, but he's not going to be able to basically go to WWE for any time in the near future. So Tony Khan wanted Malachi Black for the foreseeable future. He wanted him in the company. He likes him. And who blames him? Everybody likes Malachi Black. He's a hell of a wrestler. But because he saw him part of the brand for years, and there were efforts to try to salvage what was going on, to at least keep a working relationship between the two. And there were some meetings that took place, but Malachi Black wanted out, and sounds like Khan finally allowed it to happen. And Malachi Black, after the match at All Out, kissed the crowd, blew a kiss to the crowd, and bowed and went out. So as far as like
He was
the
the
details,
one to get pinned also. Like he was the one
that was
taking
the way to
pin.
do it. I mean, you go out on your back. So that's the way to do it. And so as far as like the terms of the release, who knows how long, what this plays into his future. So that'll be very interesting to see. There's been a lot of rumors, and I won't talk about those rumors. But whatever's best for him is what.
Exactly. Whatever's best for him. We all love him. Apparently, like, of course we do. He's an amazing performer. He was, as I tweeted out, he was one of the best things on NXT and on the main roster on WWE. I was so excited. He beat Cody in a matter of minutes. Like, that's like you have something special in you. And he was always amazing at portraying stuff. Like, he's different, and I relate to him. And I'm sad to see him go, but of course, whatever is best for him is best for all of us, because we're not selfish. We want him to want this, and apparently he doesn't want this now.
Yep.
And whatever he does, we'll always love him. We're sending all our love to Malachi Black, and we hope to see him soon. Like, I'm just a bit selfish. I just want to see him wrestle because he's good at it.
Yeah.
He's also good at storytelling. So yeah.
Yep. So yeah, whatever's best for him and his family, that's what matters to us. So yeah, Melanie Mel. I can't. It's hard to call her Melanie. Mel got to meet him in Toronto a few weeks ago. Lucky. So he would be awesome to meet. He just seems like a good dude.
Yeah.
So we're moving on. We are moving on, and here we go.
A damn fine cup of coffee.
Who is our super chat? Who is our Cooper effect about?
Are you okay?
I was like, who's our Cooper? And I lost it. But what else?
Yeah. It's Fightful Select. It's not only Fightful Select, but of course, every one of you guys who are subscribed to Fightful Select, all 11K plus of you. This is so amazing. Like I'm so amazingly proud of everyone from Fightful. Of course, we are a part of the Fightful family. Uh, I'm a smaller part, but I just started, but that's fine. If you guys didn't know, Rob and I actually started our show on Select in December. We actually started there, and then we got moved to Overbooked. It's like Select is like incredible opportunity for a lot of people, and you get one of the like you get the accurate the most accurate news there, and you get amazing people doing podcasts. You get Alex Polowski, you get Steven Jensen, you get Q&As, you get so much news as it comes out. Like this is I'm so proud of everyone that's busting their ass to make this a thing. And again, we started off there, so it's kind of our home. And we ran away from home, but now we get back
Yeah.
after the show right there. And yes, you get Coexisting After Dark, which we will have today, and our guest will be Jeffrey Hawkins. Jeffrey. Yes. We like Rob and I fight who loves Jeffrey more, and that's annoying
No, it's me.
because it's definitely me.
No, it's not. I don't give a damn what you say, lady.
Okay.
Okay.
I was a kiddo. Like what?
Lady. I forgot. Yeah. Well, with that hair, you look like an adult now. So.
What?
And I look like a kid with my hat backwards. So there were you.
So you could have just called me, I don't know, ma'am.
Ma'am. Okay, ma'am. I thought ma'am's worse than lady, but okay.
Like okay, but like, will a lady be able to like hold her pen like that?
Sure. Okay.
Jesus.
You got it.
Fuck. Rob.
Sorry, kiddo. Okay. Yes, Fightful Select. That's where I got started. That was my first place that I got to do anything with Fightful. I got to do my first article was called Selling the Merch, where I basically just covered the merchandise side of wrestling, the non the outside of the ring stuff, the stuff you see at Walmart, Target, ringside collectibles. If I was still doing that, I'd probably be highlighting what Mel Coleman does. And I'm thinking about bringing it back. So Mel, get ready. I'm going to probably promote your stuff like crazy. So I'm thinking about bringing it back, but that was the first thing I did. And then now I do an amazing show called Coexisting After Dark with Maggie that I absolutely love. And I do retro reviews. I do the pre-shows anytime there's a pay-per-view that's worth covering, we do that. So basically NWA pay-per-views are not going to happen. Impact, when it's a big show, we'll do those. So I absolutely love it. Sean let me take a lead, somewhat of a lead role on Fightful Select because that was something I wanted to do. I absolutely love Select. I was a member of Select before there were 120 members, and I've been there ever since. So that means a lot to me. I absolutely love it, and absolutely shots fired at NWA. Anytime you have Tyrus main eventing a show, you deserve to be ripped on. Ryan's Eric, my NFL show is tomorrow on Twitch, twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming at 11 a.m. Eastern. I host it with Steven Jensen of the Weekender podcast, who has a show right here on Fightful, or right on Fightful Select every Sunday, and All Elite Doug is on there too. So
I watched that episode. I understand nothing.
That's okay, as long as you
Nothing.
watch it. I appreciate it. That's what matters to me, and I appreciate that. But yeah, so moving on.
Do you want to talk really, really quick about?
Yep.
Yeah.
We had to
Okay.
move on.
So, what was your favorite match for
Clash
the
of
Sandcastle?
Walter Sheamus, absolutely my favorite match.
Sure. Like what else?
But I love the crowd.
Jesus, fuck that match.
Yeah, I love the crowd.
Oh
Absolutely
my
great crowd.
god! Like for some reason, surely, like they were booing Walter, of course,
Yeah.
because that's their guy, Sheamus. Surely they have to do something with Sheamus, which I don't think they will. But Sheamus is right. He always puts banger after banger after banger. Like you, Meltzer gave that match a 5-star rating.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Like Jesus.
When I saw Meltzer make a
main
comment,
event.
I knew he was going to get it. When Meltzer made a comment about it the other day, I'm like, that match is going to be a 5-star comment. So good for him.
The main event was amazing. I'm glad Solo Sikoa got called up to the main roster, but that finish was such bullshit. Like, oh look, I lost a match. I lost the chance at the titles, but I'm gonna sing American Pie for all of you guys.
Yeah.
Like this was so creepy. Like if if the camera was off, okay. But I didn't need to see that. And I was watching it live, by the way, because it was in the UK and it was in a reasonable time for me.
Our friend Eric sends us another super chat. I give Coexisting a 914 star rating. Thank you.
Is this significant number? Am I missing something? Am I stupid?
I don't know.
Okay.
So,
you could have gave it a 316 rating. But okay.
Austin 316. There you go.
Yeah, and Worlds Collide. Surely it's Carmelo Hayes and Ricochet.
Yep. Agree.
Oh.
Hell of a match.
And the only reason the main event isn't in that conversation for me is because the wrong fucking man won.
Yeah. AEW Rampage Preview tonight. Ring of Honor World Championship. Claudio Castagnoli taking on Dax Harwood. Holy hell, give me this. Yes. AEW World Champion Tournament. First round match. Sammy Guevara taking on Darby Allin. Hell yes. Madison Rayne taking on Serena Deeb. And then we also have an appearance by
Madison Rayne.
We have an appearance by Mr. Samoa Joe. Yes.
Yes,
Thank
please.
you. SmackDown preview tonight. We have a
Braun Strowman speaks.
Yeah, Braun Strowman speaks. Yay. Fatal 5-way. I can't even talk today. Fatal 5-way elimination match featuring Xia Li, Sonya Deville, Natalia. It looks like Lacey Evans is back, so that's good, and Ronda Rousey. So that's good.
Lacey Evans is in that match.
Yeah, they show Lacey Evans in it.
We all know Ronda Rousey's winning, right?
Yeah. Yep. And then tonight, the Street Profits join forces with Hit Row, taking on Los Lotharios, and Maximum Male Models. So talk about dreams happening. There you go.
Yeah, I always dreamt about that match.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited too.
That's why I'm gonna get up at 8 a.m. to watch the show before work. That's what I'm watching.
Right, real quick. Here we go. Well, Maggie, today is a little bit different style jokes. These jokes today are none other than inappropriate. Whoops, where are they at? There we go. Inappropriate pickup lines.
Okay.
Are you ready? I'm doing ones for guys and one for men, one for women, or a few for men, a few for women. So here we go. We'll start with men. Hi, I'm an astronaut, and my next mission is to explore Uranus. There's one. It would have probably been better if I wouldn't have fucked up every word I was saying.
No, I know it was coming.
Well, maybe. The word of the day is legs. Let's go back to your place and spread the word. Your body is a wonderland, and I want to be Alice. Your clothes would look great crumpled up next to my bed.
Oh, I know this differently. I like your clothes. They look awesome on my floor. I know
Okay.
it like that. And I've
You're like
said
milk.
that to a man, by the way.
There you go. Nice. You're like milk. I
Works
just want
every
to.
time.
Yeah. There you go. Well, yeah. Okay. You're like milk. I just want to make you part of my complete breakfast.
Complete.
Yeah. And I just checked my schedule. I can have you pregnant by Christmas. Wow.
Hi, you look like my third husband. How many husbands do you have? 2.
Jesus. Pickup lines for her. With legs like mine, they should be wrapped around your neck.
Or we always get pedicures just so they can look better on the guy's shoulders.
There you go. I hate having a period. Can you stop them for 9 months?
Never.
Hey, do you have any vitamin D for me today? I know 3 ways to make 6 inches deep disappear. They call me coffee because I grind so fine. And last but not least, can you glaze me like a donut? That one goes back to our one a few weeks ago. Hey! There we go.
Yay!
Oh, shit, that's a local number. I better check that out. Okay. Maggie, tell everybody where they can find you.
Guys, you can follow me on the Twitter at Maggie_IK and on Instagram at Maggie.IK. It's never about wrestling there. It's more about goofy stuff and my stupid workouts and my in real life all the time job as bartending. Who was it?
I don't know yet. I'll check here in about a minute. All right.
I'm ready.
All right. And you can, if you want to, Jesus, you can follow me at Rob Wilkins on Twitter. Otherwise, you can follow me on Instagram at Fightful Rob. And every Friday at 3 o'clock Eastern, you can follow me, or you can follow me and Maggie right here on Fightful Overbook for Coexisting After Coexisting. Jesus, I can't talk at all. I'm losing it. But I want to thank everybody.
Excited about Jeff.
Yes, we're very excited about Jeff. Want to thank everybody for joining us today. We had more viewers today than we normally have, so that means a ton to both of us. If you could do us a favor, hit that like button. That goes a long ways. And leave a comment if you can. One of us will respond to you as well. And that phone won't stop ringing back there. So other than that, I want to say thank you again, and we will see you next week. And
join us from Fightful Select right now.
Yes, we'll be moving over to Fightful Select. Peace out, homies. Peace. I got to do it, you know.